First, it was the announcement of the closure at the end of this school year, and now the confidentiality of the students' test scores has been compromised. Monday's tragedy has opened a lot of eyes around the country. Here at home, Springfield police are working to keep you protected in case a dangerous situation were to take place. Hundreds of people are out here at Lincoln Land Community College's parking lot, and whether they know someone or are cancer survivors themselves, they all want to help bring an end to this disease. Caterpillar has been making cuts over the last 7 months. They had temporary shutdowns through the holidays, but this most recent round of layoffs will be permanent. If you take a look behind me, you'll see that people are out still at the bars having a great time. Right now, I'm here on Michigan Avenue with the Chicago Teachers Union, where they say they are fed up with Mayor Robbie Manuel. John Hemphill believes he is not a hero. He was able to help save one person from the home, but he wishes that he had saved everyone who was in that fire on Thursday night. From up close, it looks like a normal shoreline, but the Illinois River has taken over the land and may soon rise above this Meridosha levee.
One of the levees break, or somehow water was to come into the town at that kind of level, there would be probably water standing where we're at now.
Hands were busy picking up and putting down sandbags in hopes of raising the levee's height. High school students pitched in shoveling sand into the bags hours before prom.
And even though we're preparing for it by putting the sandbags up, it's still expecting this low area to flood.
6-year resident Mackenzie Walker and her family are loading up a trailer with everything inside their home. They live 1 block away from the river on the lowest part of town.
I mean, to think about like just our house being gone is really upsetting. It's just heartbreaking. I mean, to even think about what we would do, where we would go.
The water is already creeping into residents' backyards, feet away from where the Illinois River usually stops.
These people are definitely on the brink of disaster.
Helping to lift spirits, the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Team. That organization made sure volunteers stayed hydrated while placing sandbags along the levees.
Want to feed anyone who is in need, and who is especially the ones that are helping and serving this community.
Village President Kenneth Scott says his town is doing its best to prepare. He's staying calm and not letting the water take him under throughout the whole ordeal. You can't see it from here, but if you look right here, there's a blue tarp, and underneath this tarp is where archaeologists have uncovered buttons, bricks, and plates from a home that was built over 150 years ago. Now, this is important to historians because back in the 1850s, census records show that only 168 African Americans actually lived in Springfield.
When you get down to this level, you're at the ground surface that was here when the house was demolished. The Jenkins house was demolished in the 1870s.
For almost 150 years, the memory of Jamison Jenkins is a fence in his grave site in the Oak Ridge Cemetery. On Thursday, archaeologists made a discovery and unearthed a part of Springfield history.
So these are like popular in the 1840s and 50s, so it's all things that Jenkins was eating.
Little is known about Jamison Jenkins. Besides being a driver of a hauling cart, Jenkins was the only African American that lived on the same street as Abraham Lincoln. In fact, he was a driver that took Lincoln to the train station when he was headed for the White House.
Jenkins, who we think was born a free black in North Carolina, but made his way to Illinois at some risk, traveling through slave states to get here.
Tim Townsend is one of the historians for the Lincoln Home National Historic Site. He believes the excavation holds historical value for Springfield, especially since his home may have helped many slaves get to freedom.
Somebody like Jenkins, who played an important role in the Underground Railroad in the Springfield community, and it all plays into a better understanding of Lincoln through understanding of his neighbors and the Springfield community.
Just this week, the dig has made discoveries of clothing, tools, and even meals. Dennis Naglich has worked on many findings on this property. He still gets excited to show off what he's uncovered to the crowds watching.
It's like this immediacy with the past, you know. Here's an artifact that's been in the ground for 150 years. It hasn't been touched since then, you know.
Technology continues to evolve, changing how we stay connected. Video chat websites like Skype and Uvu keep loved ones in contact over long distances, but officials at the Sangamon County Jail are looking to use the video technology to change inmate visitations.
What this would do would allow a better security of our facility. People would not have a chance to bring contraband in.
Inmates in the Sangamon County Jail are used to picking up this phone and talking to someone on the other side of this glass. But now the chats may become digital and be able to be done over the web.
We would have a monitor set up in the lobby so the people that don't have access to a computer at their house, they could come down to the lobby and still be able to go by a video visitation.
I really think that would be really nice.
Joan Jones says she thinks there should be a monitoring system for the video chats, but doesn't mind making it easier for inmates to hear from loved ones.
I have a brother myself who is an inmate, and I'm sure he would appreciate that, so he could see and talk to his mother.
Under Sheriff Campbell says the video chatting software would not eliminate officer positions. Instead, he says it would help cut back on overtime many workers face on visitation days.
If it helps the sheriff's office, if it helps the taxpayers of this county by alleviating some of those costs and some of those security issues, I think we're all better served to allow something like this.
I strive to make every concert an event, make every concert unique.
Alistair Willis became the Illinois Symphony Orchestra's music director on Labor Day. This weekend, he debuts his talent in Springfield.
You know, it doesn't get more exciting than this. My first ever job as a music director. This is my opening weekend of the subscription concerts.
The orchestra is celebrating 20 years of traveling through Illinois and the world. The group struggled when the economy fell, but it was far from falling flat.
Making decisions of having to reduce concerts a slight bit, making it that our orchestra is able to survive and thrive in our community.
And so the concerts began, adding many additions with many backgrounds. Alistair Willis grew up in Russia. He and his sister got the music bug while taking lessons from a piano teacher as a kid.
We would destroy that piano teacher. My goodness, if we didn't practice, then she would be so tough.
Her strict rules got Willis on the musical path he continues today. Stops along the way include Cincinnati and Seattle, along with traveling around the world. He's a man that loves what he does, especially live.
Sometimes you have an amazing performance on CD, and I have many of them, and I love them, but that's like a snapshot, a souvenir, a postcard, if you will. That's great, but music needs to be alive.